Number 7. Thirsty Turbo 4. Picture this, you've just spent thousands on what you thought was a modern, efficient family SUV, only to find yourself making far more trips to the gas station than you ever anticipated. That's the reality facing Santa Fe owners who believe the turbocharged engine would deliver both power and efficiency. Hyundai's 2.5-liter turbocharged engine delivers 277 horsepower and 311 pound-feet of torque. But this impressive power comes with a financial penalty that's going to hit you every single week at the pump. The EPA estimates 20 miles per gallon city and 29 miles per gallon highway, but real-world testing tells a drastically different story. Car and Driver recorded just 24 miles per gallon, a full 4 miles per gallon below the EPA rating. The XRT model performs even worse at 19 miles per gallon city and 26 miles per gallon highway. The hybrid isn't solving this problem either. Despite an EPA estimate of 34 miles per gallon combined, one year-long test averaged only 26.7 miles per gallon. Therefore, that money you thought you were saving on the purchase price is vanishing at the gas station month after month. The Santa Fe's weight forces that Turbo 4 to work overtime, and peak torque doesn't arrive until 3,500 RPM, meaning you're constantly pushing the engine harder just to merge, therefore burning significantly more fuel than competitors. So the fuel economy is disappointing, but that's just the beginning, because the extra space Hyundai promised comes with compromises that are going to affect you every time you load up the family. Number 6. Tight third row. Imagine planning a family road trip, excited that your 3-row SUV can finally accommodate everyone comfortably. But then reality hits. Your teenagers are complaining about cramped legs, and you're wondering why you bothered with a 3-row vehicle in the first place. Hyundai redesigned the Santa Fe to include a standard third row, marketing it as the solution for growing families. But the official dimensions expose the problem immediately. 30 inches of legroom and 37.7 inches of headroom in the third row. That's barely enough space for a 10-year-old on a short trip. The Santa Fe's exterior length only increased by about 2 inches from its predecessor. Therefore, the space had to come from somewhere, and it came directly out of passenger comfort. With the third row in use, cargo volume drops to just 14.6 cubic feet, barely enough for a couple of grocery bags. One owner noted that for any road trip with the third row occupied, rooftop storage becomes an absolute necessity. Therefore, you're not just dealing with cramped passengers, you're forced to invest in roof racks just to make this configuration remotely functional. The cramped interior is bad enough, but the design choices that created that boxy exterior are creating serious safety issues that affect you every single time you get behind the wheel. Number 5. Poor rearward visibility. The Santa Fe's bold, boxy redesign is winning praise for its rugged aesthetic, but this style-first approach is creating serious safety compromises. The thick rear pillars and comparatively small rear window are generating massive blind spots that force you to rely on cameras and sensors, technology that can fail at the worst possible moment. Thick structural pillars create fixed blind spots you simply cannot eliminate. Hyundai is attempting to compensate with technology, rear cross-traffic collision avoidance, and blind spot view monitor. But owners are reporting maddening experiences. One complained about a blind spot on the passenger side that technology can't fully eliminate. Others deal with constant warnings that become more distracting than helpful. Therefore, instead of solving the visibility problem, Hyundai is creating a scenario where you're dependent on systems that may beep at nothing or fail when it actually matters. Speaking of that controversial styling, the visibility issues are just the tip of the iceberg, because that bold exterior design is causing problems that are going to haunt you for years to come. Number 4. Polarizing styling. The latest Santa Fe represents a complete design revolution, abandoning flowing, curved lines for a bold, boxy aesthetic that's dividing buyers into two camps. Some owners say, the front of the car looks amazing, but others are calling it hideous, or a cheap Land Rover knockoff. Some buyers explicitly chose to purchase a 2023 model just to avoid this new design. The rear styling is proving even more divisive. Critics are describing it as a loveless loaf that's too plain, too boxy. One owner admitted that the back of the car looks, not quite as nice as the front. But here's what should really concern you. Bold styling that deviates this drastically risks looking dated far faster. Therefore, you could be facing thousands in lost resale value simply because buyers scroll past your listing. The smoking gun? Hyundai's reported plan for a 2027 facelift featuring a dramatic styling change that moves away from the boxy look. The manufacturer itself is admitting the current design didn't work. Therefore, if you buy a Santa Fe now, you're purchasing a vehicle that even its own maker thinks needs a major redesign. The controversial looks are one thing, but if you care about how the Santa Fe actually drives, you're in for another disappointment. Number 3. Uninspiring handling. The Santa Fe prioritizes comfort over any sense of driving engagement. The suspension is tuned for soft riding comfort, leaving anyone who appreciates responsive handling feeling let down. Expert reviews describe the handling as uninspiring and indifferent. There's noticeable body roll in corners, that unsettling feeling where the vehicle leans heavily to one side. The steering has decent weighting, but it completely lacks feedback. Therefore, when navigating a highway on-ramp, the Santa Fe feels disconnected and lazy. When automotive experts test the Santa Fe, they're explicitly recommending the Mazda CX-90 if you want athletic response and actual driving fun. The Chevrolet Blazer is praised as a sporting antidote to the boxy SUV trend. Therefore, if driving enjoyment matters to you at all, there are far better options. The handling might be disappointing, but at least the drivetrain works smoothly, right? Not even close, because the transmission problems are about to make every drive a frustrating guessing game. Number 2. Gear hunting transmission. The Santa Fe's transmission is constantly hunting for the right gear at low speeds when you need smooth, predictable power most. 2 transmission types are used, an 8-speed automatic in gas-only models and a 6-speed automatic in hybrids. Both are showing persistent problems. The first former is the worst offender. Expert reviews have documented low-speed shift confusion and laggy low-speed behavior. Owners report the vehicle feels jerky during gear changes. One owner described a white-knuckle experience when trying to back up an incline, as the transmission struggled to find the appropriate gear. Therefore, simple parking maneuvers are becoming stressful events. The hybrid isn't better. One Santa Fe hybrid owner detailed a nightmare with the car in the shop 6 times for a total of 20 days over 18 months due to a persistent malfunction indicator light. Other hybrid owners report delayed gear engagement and even fluid leaks. The transmission problems are frustrating enough, but they're just symptoms of a much bigger issue because the reliability concerns are turning what should be a dependable family vehicle into a maintenance nightmare. Number 1. Reliability issues. Imagine this nightmare. You're driving down the highway with your family when suddenly, without warning, your engine just stops. Or you're about to leave for an important appointment and your brand new SUV refuses to start. These aren't hypothetical horror stories. They're real experiences from Santa Fe owners. While some industry metrics give the vehicle passing grades, J.D. Power assigned the 2021 model an average rating of 75 out of 100. These statistics hide a troubling pattern. Engine and transmission failures dominate the reliability complaints, and these aren't minor inconveniences. They're catastrophic problems. One owner of a 2023 Santa Fe had the engine completely replaced due to faulty fuel injectors on a brand new vehicle. Older models required major engine replacements at just 80,000 miles. Some owners have experienced engine stalling or complete failure while driving. But here's what makes this truly frustrating. Dealing with these issues becomes its own nightmare. One owner complained about constant beeping from collision safety warning systems. Despite multiple dealership visits, it kept coming back, leading the owner to consider a lemon law claim. Therefore, you're facing chronic problems that dealers struggle to diagnose. All in all, the Hyundai Santa Fe arrives at dealerships with impressive promises: bold styling, 3-row versatility, and modern technology. But as we've revealed, these promises are built on serious compromises, from fuel economy that falls drastically short of EPA estimates, to a 3rd row so cramped it's essentially unusable for adults. To polarizing styling, the Santa Fe prioritizes marketing over substance. Add in poor rearward visibility, handling so disconnected it makes every drive feel like a chore, a transmission so problematic the manufacturer is abandoning it entirely, and reliability issues so severe, owners are reporting catastrophic engine failures. And you're looking at a vehicle that's far riskier than the average family SUV should ever be. Despite these drawbacks, the Santa Fe is still a solid choice in the 3-row segment, but rivals like the aforementioned Mazda CX-90, which you can check out in our next video, are simply better. If you think this is just another fancy-looking Mazda, wait to see its impressive engine lineup. The CX-90 is more luxurious and more engaging to drive than pretty much every classmate, but at the same time, the pricing remains quite competitive.